What's up, guys? This is Rob Rodriguez over at Skin Art Tattoo Studios. I've been getting a lot of questions about tattooing dark skin, what works, what doesn't work. I'll be the first one to tell you I am not any sort of like guru. I can only tell you what has worked for me. I've been working as a tattooist for over 10 years. In the first 3 to 4 years of my overall career, including an apprenticeship, was predominantly tattooing dark skin. So all I can tell you is what has worked for me, and we're gonna take this time to share it with you guys. Right away, as you can see, I'm going to be tattooing my coworker, Kuda. What up?
What's going on, guys?
Also another tattooist over at Skin Art Tattoo Studios. I'll give you a link on our Instagram so you can see our work, and I hope you like. And we're going to be tattooing
Sonic!
One of Kuda's favorite video games and characters. Now, right away, we're going to talk about just skin, like dark skin in general. Listen, dark skin gets tanned like everybody else. So that does play a factor in how bright and dark your color is going to show. If you're going to be doing color on a dark skinned person and it's up here where it gets a lot of sun, the color, well, it's going to change the color a bit. But we're doing it on the thigh where it doesn't get a lot of sun. So in other words, no tanning, so it's lighter and it's easier to work with. Second, design. Try to do designs that are bigger. Bigger is better. The lines are not so close together. There's a lot of skin separation. Again, skin trauma on darker skin. You're gonna run into a lot of problems getting needle groupings, which I'm gonna get into in a second. Small needle groupings like 3-round liners and 5-round liners in small little areas. They tend to fall apart on dark skin. You really wanna stay away from that. So try to make your stencil, your tattoo as big as possible within means of what the client wants and what you yourself feel comfortable with.
Go big or go home.
The other thing we're going to talk about is, like I mentioned before, needle groupings. I personally like to use 7-round liners or bigger when I'm doing my line work on darker skin. The line work really, it's very important for you to have a strong, consistent line in dark skin so it's easily interpreted from a distance. Now I'm also going to be doing color, which we're also going to get into in a second. I like to pack in my colors with 9 curved mags or 15 curved mags. The reason why I say curved mags, it tends to hit the skin easier. Dark skin tends to be a little bit more sensitive, so having a flat and just kind of shoveling the color in tends to cause a little bit more trauma to the skin than I feel comfortable with. Again, this is my own preference. I'm just showing you my bag of tricks and what has worked for me. So I like to use 7-round liners or bigger and curved mags. Now, we're gonna get into color. Again, dark skin people can get color, but you also have to understand that their skin tone will determine whether or not it's going to be lighter or darker when it's healed. I like to do tattoos where I am going to see it not 2 weeks later, but 2 years later, and it still looks good. I really keep that in the back of my mind of how this tattoo is going to look like the following year, 5 years, and etc. So you have to accept, I am going to tattoo yellow on her, for example. The ring that Sonic is going to be surrounded by, that is going to have yellow. However, I'm not going to be using this yellow. This yellow tends to be, it's too light, in other words. I'm not going to use this yellow, Mom's, which is awesome. I still do love this, but not on her skin tone. Instead, I'm going to be using a darker yellow. I want you to see the difference between these yellows. This yellow will hold up better in her skin and interpret better than this one. This one will fade, doesn't look great. This is kind of the same thing with the blues. We're not going to be using this blue on her skin. We're going to be using this blue on her skin. So when it comes to color, you wouldn't use a bubblegum pink, you would use a raspberry pink, that kind of stuff. If you can figure out your color, palette for your tattoo work with those rules in mind, you should have the best possible chance of having a good, solid color tattoo on a dark-skinned person. And And of course, follow safety procedures as far as aftercare instructions, whether you use Saniderm like I do, or any other alternatives. Again, this is advice for people who already know how to tattoo. If you are a novice and you've only been tattooing for a year or 2 years, you may want to read up more. And definitely go to your local tattoo studio, or even talk to your mentor and ask them, how much experience exactly do you have tattooing dark skin? And so I hope that this little 5-minute tutorial helped you, and I will be posting up pictures of fresh and healed as we move along. So again, to check out my stuff, my Instagram is RobMurdaInk, RobMurdaInk. This is my coworker, Kuda.
Follow me, Kuda Tattoo, Kuda Tattoo, literally, YOU.
You heard it here, folks.
We
We'll
out.
see you in a bit.
Yes. Stay tuned.